Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a dozen people in Terryville without a home tonight after a fire rips through a building. We're hearing reaction from those impacted.
And Bridgeport ballot fraud suspects appear in court for the first time since charges were filed, and we're there for the arraignment.
And two young children still recovering tonight. Their father accused of trying to drown them. How two officers were able to rescue them just in the nick of time.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Bridget Burelow.
And I'm Brent Harden. About a dozen people are displaced tonight after a midday fire in the Terryville neighborhood of Plymouth. Fire officials say the flames started in an apartment unit on Main Street above the Corner Collective store.
And that's the same building that houses the Terryville Pizza, which was also impacted. Fox 61 spoke with the father of 5 who lived in that apartment as their family mourned several pets who never made it out. Pieces of firewall and children's toys are what's left of the Camacchio's family apartment in Terryville. After a fast-moving fire sparked just before noon Monday, Claudio's wife and kids barely escaping with their lives.
I got to start from scratch, basically, and it's hard when you have 5 kids, It's not easy when you lose everything that you worked for all throughout your life.
His family got out with minimal injury, but several of his pets couldn't be saved.
We lost all our animals. My son burned his hands trying to get the dog out the cage to unlock it. Man, unfortunately, he couldn't because too much smoke.
Claudio says he's lived on the second floor of this mixed-use building on Main Street for the past 16 years and tells Fox 61 the flames appear to be coming from an electrical outlet in his living room.
We have been having electrical issues, and we done told the landlord about it because every time we try to plug in something always goes off.
And as the official cause of the fire remains under investigation, the American Red Cross is here to help the dozen people who are now displaced. The fire chief says at least part of this building is a total loss. The rest needs to be inspected, so it could be several more weeks before the people living here can go inside and gather what's left of their belongings. Not only does the building contain 3 apartment units, but also multiple businesses, including Terryville Pizza, whose owner vows to reopen once it's safe enough to do so.
It's very shocking for me. But it's happened. It's part of life, part of business,
Firefighters say they are met with several challenges when responding to this 2-alarm fire.
It's an older building in the 1800s, been added onto several times. Our fire marshals try to keep up with it along with our building inspectors. And then there also was a hoarding issue in there, which is loaded with all kind of stuff, very hard to maneuver, and very heavy fire in the second floor of that building.
And as the cleanup gets underway, Chief Sikorsky has this message to the community.
Lesson to the public is you have to leave access for us to rescue you. Even though you don't own the building, treat it like your own home and keep it clean.
A section of Route 6 that was closed for much of the day in Plymouth has since reopened to traffic.
A New Haven dispatch supervisor is facing assault charges after allegedly slapping a man. Police say video footage shows Justin Augustine slapping a man who was sitting on the ground in a shopping plaza on Whaley Avenue earlier this month. It's unclear what led up to the incident. Augustine turned himself in on Friday. He was released on $2,500 bond.
One person is dead, another injured after being hit by a car in Bristol. Police say the pair was hit while walking in a crosswalk on Pine Street. We're told the driver did stop, is cooperating with police. That person not injured. Anyone who may have witnessed the crash is asked to call the Bristol Police Department.
The East Lyme police chief charged in a domestic violence case faces even more charges tonight. 53-year-old Michael Finkelstein was arrested on 2 more arrest warrants during a court appearance this afternoon for allegedly violating a protective order and making a false statement. He was previously charged with disorderly conduct after a woman who was living with Finkelstein told police they got into an argument when he put his hands around her throat and threw a cell phone at her chest, leaving a bruise. Finkelstein told police he did not lay hands on the woman. Finkelstein has been on administrative leave since his arrest.
It's a story Fox 61 has been covering since the very beginning. Allegations of ballot fraud in Bridgeport. This morning, the 4 campaign workers facing criminal charges were arraigned in court. Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst is in Bridgeport now with the very latest.
It was a quick morning here as all 4 defendants were transferred to Part A court. That's the Bridgeport office, which handles more serious criminal cases. Now, all these charges date back to the 2019 Bridgeport Democratic mayoral primary in connection with the misuse of absentee ballots.
Good morning. Good morning, Honor. Attorney Alec Galash for the record, representing Ms. Jeter, who's standing to my right.
Monday morning, Wanda Jeter Pataki was arraigned at Bridgeport Superior Court, charged with 4 Class D felonies related to election fraud.
So the state will be asking for a special condition of release that she have no contact, direct or indirect, with one April Kett, K-E-T-T.
The judge ordering Jeter Pataki to have no contact with the voter she allegedly misrepresented. Jeter Pataki, though, not the only one facing a judge Monday. Bridgeport City Councilor Alfredo Castillo was also arraigned, along with campaign workers Nilsa Heredia and Josephine Edmonds. Charges include unlawful possession of absentee ballots, witness tampering, misrepresenting absentee ballot eligibility requirements, and failure to maintain a ballot distribution list. Castillo maintaining his innocence, the only one entering a not guilty plea Monday.
It's a whole political injustice. This is what this whole case is about, and we're going to fight this and deal with this in court.
Castillo's lawyers saying they're planning on taking this case to trial.
That the truth will come out. He's adamantly denying these allegations and looking forward to putting this behind him and moving forward with his life.
What truth is that will come out?
That he's innocent. He's definitely innocent of these charges. It's not even a question.
But for those who say they've been waiting for justice since 2019, they hope this is a turning point for the city.
For us and for the voters of Bridgeport today, to see these people finally being brought to justice is a great day for democracy. It's a great day to say that there is accountability for these actions.
Callie Heilman is part of the group which initially filed a lawsuit claiming voter fraud in 2019.
Of course, we would have preferred to be standing here in 2020 talking about this to prevent what happened in 2023.
Last year's allegations of ballot misconduct, where a judge found widespread fraud and ordered an election redo, are part of a separate investigation. One advocate's hope takes fewer than 5 years.
We're very hopeful that the state of Connecticut will be swift and just in bringing charges for 2023.
All 4 defendants are due back in court July 10th. In Bridgeport, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you. And we had a dry day today after a weekend full of some pretty hairy storms, actually. But those storms did have some impact on our state parks for the start of the week. Day Pond State Park in Colchester is closed today due to storm damage. It's unclear if it'll be back open tomorrow, but we'll keep you posted when we learn more.
Turning now to the forecast, not a bad day, but we want to know if the storms are here to stay or if we're not. Rachel, Frank, what's the answer to that?
They're knocking on our doorstep already by later Wednesday and Wednesday night, but we get through tomorrow nice, dry and sunny, and most of Wednesday as well. 74 right now in Hartford, also in the mid-70s for the New Haven area. We've got a blend of clouds, some breaks of blue, but low humidity, and that just feels so good compared to the last several very steamy days. And of course, last week's heat and humidity combination when we dealt with our first heat wave of the season. A couple light sprinkles or a shower out there, but we're not talking about much. You're seeing one of those light showers here from New Milford extending down into Southbury. And temperatures right now are mostly in the 70s, although there are some 60s here showing up in western Connecticut, including 67 in Waterbury and 65 in Torrington. Overnight lows will be dropping back close to 60 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine, so a brighter day than today has been. And we're heating things up with highs near 90 as we head into the afternoon. And that's not only the case inland, but near 90 down towards the beaches as well. We stay dry, and then we'll see that storm risk heading into later Wednesday. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. 2 young kids are still recovering tonight after police say their father tried to drown them at a West Haven beach.
That father from Queens, New York, appeared in front of a judge in Milford today facing several charges. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has the latest.
City leaders say the 2 toddlers pulled from the water here at Dawson Ave Beach over the weekend have been taken off intubation and are making progress in their recovery, all as their father is being accused of trying to drown them.
These are extremely serious allegations.
41-year-old Romney Disronville fighting back tears with his head down as he stands in front of a Milford judge.
It's hard to find words to describe the allegations here.
The New York man is accused of attempting to drown his 2 toddlers at Dawson Ave Beach in West Haven early Saturday morning. But when 2 officers on patrol saw an SUV parked in the sand, they stepped in.
One officer saw the vehicle, radioed to another to come to, check it out with him. And then they both, when they got there, heard the screams from the water.
Court documents describe the actions of West Haven officers Williamson and Miller, who jumped into the ocean after first thinking Disronville and his twins were being pulled away by the tide. Then as they got closer, police say officers heard Disronville yelling at them to get back, realizing he was attempting to drown the 2 young children. Within minutes, they pulled the kids to shore.
Those children had 2 guardian angels that night, and it was Officer Williamson and Officer Miller.
Mayor Dorinda Bora visited the mother of the twins in the hospital, who rushed there from New York overnight.
I went there just to let her know that even though she's far from home, that as a community we really care. We're here for her.
Bora says as the twins get critical care, the community has been calling nonstop, looking for ways to help.
Every day they start to make a little progress, and there's a lot of hope that their recovery will be well.
All as the officers who witnessed it all take some time to process what could have happened if they weren't there.
It is something that is unimaginable, and for my officers to have dealt with that twofold is something that I will never forget.
You think about the juxtaposition of something so horrific going on, and the remarkable save is just something that's incredible.
Prosecutors say Disronville has no criminal record and no ties to this area. The judge ordered a mental health evaluation for him as she set his bond at $2 million. He is expected back in court next week. We are in West Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.